Here's number 2. Again, I wrote the problem twice. All right, so we want the x by itself, the letter by itself, so we'll get rid of 4/5. To get rid of it, I'll multiply by its reciprocal, because I know if I multiply by its reciprocal, it'll just be 1. A number times its reciprocal is 1, and 1 times x is simply x. Okay, so if I multiply this by 5/4, then I have to multiply this side by 5/4. And we know all this comes out to be 1. So that's just 1x. This all cancels out. And on this side, let's see here. I have 5 goes into 10. 5 goes in there once. 5 goes into 10 twice. And that's all there is to it. I can't do anything more. So let's see. 9 times 1 is 9. And 2 times 4 is 8. So the answer is 9/8. Or you could have 1 and 1/8. Now looking back over the problems we did, see if you have the problem written and then you did a bunch of work to it, it's a lot easier to go back and look to see what the original problem was. Same thing goes with number 2. So that's why I'm writing the problem twice. Okay, on number 3, this time we have a negative involved. Not a problem. And if you'd like to, you can go ahead and put parentheses around it. So if you want, you can do this. Okay, and I want to do the reciprocal of that. The reciprocal, if you want to, it doesn't matter where the negative is. You can keep it on top, you can put it down the bottom. If you wish, since that's -3, then on the bottom just put -3. And then the 8 is on top. But it really doesn't matter where the negative is. So 8 over -3. So that's going to leave me with x equals, and all this comes out to 1, right? Any number times its reciprocal is 1. So that just gives me 1x. And on this side, looks like I can do a lot of reducing. Let's see, I have 4 goes into 8 twice, and 3 goes into 3 once. So what are we left with? 1 times 2 up on top, and 1 times 1. So we just have 2 up on top, 1 on the bottom, and there's 1 negative. Don't forget, there's 1 negative, so the answer is going to be negative. So actually our answer is just x equals -2. Okay, this will be our last example. So basically, I guess I didn't have to write it the second time. What we're going to have to do is change this to an improper fraction. So that's a 4. Sorry. 4 times 2 plus 3, that's 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 11 fours. And over here, 5's on the bottom. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 3 is 33. And there's 1 negative there, so if you want to, you can put on top or bottom. It really doesn't matter. Not when we're multiplying. Okay, so what are we going to do now? So basically I just changed this to improper fractions, and now I'm just going to multiply by its reciprocal. The reciprocal that's next to the x, okay? This coefficient here. So the reciprocal is 4 over 11. And same thing with the other side. 4 over 11. Remember, what you do to one side, you have to do the other. The same numbers. And I didn't need to put a negative here because there was no negative here. So where does that leave me for an answer? Remember, all this multiplied by the reciprocal is 1, so that leaves me x. And on this side, let's see, 5 doesn't go into 4, but you know what? 11 goes into 33. 11 goes in here once, and 11 goes into 33 3 times. So what am I left with? On top, I have 3 times 4. That's 12. And on the bottom, I just have 5 times 1. That's 5. And there is one negative, so I'll just plug that in. So the answer could be 12 over 5, or 5 goes into 12, let's see, 2 times. Oops, there's a negative in there. Better not forget that. And how many left over? 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 more makes 12. So either one of these is technically correct, but you're probably going to see this more likely on a test or a quiz. So -2 and 2/5.